She posted a TikTok captioned, "Dating someone lower makes you feel respected," with me cooking dinner in the background. 2 weeks later, she was calling my friends, begging them to tell me to answer her messages. "Dating someone lower makes you feel respected." That's what she said, smiling into the camera, glass of wine in hand, perfect lighting. Her tone half playful, half serious. In the background, I was cooking dinner. Just a quiet Thursday night. The camera caught me stirring the pot, wearing my faded grey shirt, completely unaware I was part of the show. The comments rolled in fast. "So real. Queen behavior. Kayo have to love a man who knows his place." She laughed along, replying with heart emojis and winks. I watched the video twice, 3 times. The sound of the boiling sauce blurred with the audio. Something inside me cracked. Not loudly, just quietly enough to know it wouldn't be fixed. I didn't confront her. I didn't even finish the meal. I just stood there listening to the sizzle, realizing I'd become background noise in my own life. Only later would I understand the full weight of that night. A few weeks from now, she'll lose everything she built online, and I'll be the last person she tries to reach. Before all that, we were just Ethan and Qley. We met at a charity dinner 2 years ago. I was catering the event, just a small team, open kitchen setup, and she was part of the PR group filming behind-the-scenes clips for the brand sponsoring it. She came up to me while I was plating appetizers and said, "You move like someone who actually cares about what he's doing." It was the kind of compliment that sticks. Qley had this energy, confident, ambitious, the kind of person who could talk to anyone and make them feel seen. I was quieter, more deliberate. I liked routines, morning prep at the restaurant, walks to the market, jazz in the kitchen. She liked pop-ups, brand events, collaborations. Somehow we met in the middle. When she started coming by after her shoots, I'd cook her dinner. She'd sit on the counter, talking about clients, algorithms, and people who performed authenticity for clicks. I never understood how exhausting that world must be, but she always said my calm grounded her. "You're my safe place, Ethan," she'd whisper sometimes. When her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. We moved in together after 8 months. Her apartment was bigger, brighter, minimalist decor, mirrors and ring lights in every corner. I brought my knives, my record player, a few cookbooks. She joked that my stuff added warmth, and I believed her. In the beginning, it worked. We had our little rhythm. She'd scroll through her content plans while I chopped vegetables. She'd taste sauces, giving playful reviews for her Instagram stories. I didn't mind being a small part of her world. It made her happy, and that was enough. Her followers loved our quiet domestic moments. "You two are goals," they'd comment. But slowly the tone shifted. She stopped tagging me, said it was better for engagement if her audience didn't know too much about her personal life. Then came small jokes. "He's not really into social media. He's more offline," always said with a laugh, but there was something underneath it. I started noticing little cracks. She'd roll her eyes when I talked about my job. "You could do more with your skills, you know. There's no future in staying small." Or when we'd go out with her influencer friends, she'd introduce me with, "This is Ethan, my chef boyfriend. He makes the best comfort food." That word comfort, it started to sound like ordinary, but I told myself love was about balance. She lived in the digital sky. I kept us on the ground. Maybe that's what she needed. When I cooked for both of us. Quiet evenings where everything slowed down, where the clatter of pans replaced notifications. Sometimes she'd watch me from across the counter, smile softly, and I'd think, this is real. No filters, no hashtags, just us. I never realized she'd eventually turn even that into content. The night of the video, nothing felt different. I was making dinner, pasta, her favorite, while she filmed in the living room. I heard her laugh, the familiar sound of her creator voice. I didn't think twice about it. I'd gotten used to living alongside the performance until the performance became me. It was a random Wednesday when I saw it. I wasn't even following her account. Her content leaned more toward fashion and marketing. Not really my thing. But sometimes the algorithm brings you exactly what you're not supposed to see. The video popped up on my feed while I was scrolling during a slow shift at the restaurant. Qley sitting on our kitchen counter, wine glass in hand, hair perfectly done, lip-syncing to some trending audio about knowing your worth. I smiled at first, recognized the counter, the light, the sound of something simmering in the background. My dinner, probably. Then I noticed myself. In the corner of the frame, I was at the stove, focused on the pan, tasting the sauce, completely unaware I was being filmed. The caption read, "Dating someone lower makes you feel respected. A truth balance." It hit me harder than I'd like to admit. At first I thought maybe it was a joke. Maybe she'd tag me in the comments, something like, "Don't worry, he's the best part of my life." Something playful. But as I read through the replies, my stomach turned. So real. Girl, I swear dating humble guys is peace of mind. Keep him around till you find your level. And Qley's responses, each one somehow worse. You get it. He's sweet, but yeah, comfort phase. Gotta love a man who knows his place, LOL. I remember putting my phone down on the prep counter. My hands were shaking, but not from anger, just disbelief. I'd been in the background before, literally and metaphorically, but never like this. The rest of my shift passed in a blur. Customers came and went. Orders were called. Knives hit cutting boards. Every sound felt distant, muffled by the echo of her words. Someone lower. When I got home that evening, Qley was already there, sitting cross-legged on the couch, editing something on her laptop. The ring light glowed softly beside her. She looked up, smiling. "Hey, you're early. I was thinking Thai for dinner." I didn't answer right away. I just stood there in the doorway watching her type, the click of her nails tapping against the keyboard. "Everything okay?" she asked, finally noticing. I unlocked my phone, scrolled once, and held the screen toward her. Her expression changed slowly, from casual to confused to realization. "Oh," she said softly. Then almost immediately, "Ethan, it's just content." "Come on, don't look at me like that." "Just content," I repeated. "Yeah," she said, setting the laptop aside. "It's not that deep." "It's a trend, babe. People post stuff like that all the time. It's not real." "It looked real enough to me," she sighed, standing up. "You're overreacting. Everyone knows it's a joke. You think I actually meant—" "You filmed me," I cut in. My voice was quiet, almost steady. "You filmed me cooking dinner for you, posted it for thousands of people, and captioned it like I'm some kind of stepping stone." She blinked, thrown off by my calmness. "You're twisting this. You always take things so seriously. It's just social media. You think I don't know how much you do for me?" "Of course I do. It's just how the internet works." I walked past her into the bedroom. The air smelled faintly of her perfume and garlic from dinner 2 nights ago. I opened the closet, pulled out my suitcase. "Ethan, what are you doing?" "Packing," I said. "For what?" "So I'm giving you space," I said. "Or maybe giving myself some." She followed me, the panic starting to rise. "You're not serious right now." "Over a joke? Over a caption?" I didn't look at her. "Over the fact that you think it's okay to humiliate someone who trusted you, and then call it engagement. Don't be emotional." I zipped the suitcase. "If being respected is emotional, then maybe I am." She reached for my arm, but I stepped back. "Ethan, please. I'll delete it." "I already did, actually, see?" She grabbed her phone, scrolling frantically. "It's gone. I promise." "It's not about deleting it," I said. "It's about why you thought it was fine to post it in the first place." Her eyes softened for a second, then hardened again, the mask slipping back on. "So that's it? You're walking out? You'd rather throw away what we have because of something online?" "Our relationship ended the moment you decided it was content," I said quietly. "I'm just catching up." I closed the suitcase, walked past her to the door. She trailed behind me, her voice sharp now. "This is my apartment too, you know." "Right," I said, opening the door. "And like you said in the comments, you'll be fine without me." I stepped into the hallway, the sound of the door clicking behind me more final than any argument could have been. That night, I crashed on a friend's couch. My phone lit up again and again with her messages. It was a joke. "You're proving my point. Please come home." "I love you," I replied once. I deserve to be someone's partner, not their punchline. Then I turned the phone off and let the silence do what words couldn't. The first few days after I left were mostly silent. I stayed with a friend who owned a small bar downtown. He gave me a key and didn't ask questions. We'd known each other long enough to understand when silence said more than sympathy. I threw myself into work. Cooking had always been the one thing that made sense when everything else didn't. I started taking extra shifts at the restaurant, covering prep hours, helping the newer cooks get their timing right. When my head was down, my hands moving, the noise in my chest faded. One night, our head chef called in sick and the owner asked me to run service. It was chaotic, tickets piling, burners flaring, but for the first time in weeks I felt alive again. Every plate that left the pass was perfect. No one left hungry, and the regulars complimented the food. The next morning, a food blogger who'd been there posted about it. To her short video, my face half hidden by steam, the caption reading, "This guy cooked like he had something to prove." It got traction. Not millions of views, but enough to draw attention from local papers, then regional food accounts. Suddenly people wanted to know who I was. I didn't plan for any of it. I just kept showing up. Within a month, the restaurant's reservations doubled. The owner offered me a partnership, but I politely declined. I wanted something of my own. Something smaller, quieter. That's how Hearth was born. A 6-table restaurant in a converted bakery space. I rented with everything I'd saved. No fancy decor, just warm light, soft music, and dishes that reminded people of home. Opening week, we sold out every night. Local press called it an honest kitchen run by an honest man. Someone even wrote that eating there felt like being forgiven by food. I didn't know what that meant, but it stuck with me. I didn't post about it much. The story spread on its own. Word of mouth, a few tagged photos, someone recording me plating dishes by hand. The video went semi-viral. A week later, I got an email from a hospitality group offering to back a second location. I stared at it for a long time, trying to process that the same internet that once humiliated me was now lifting me up. And that's when I heard about Qley. It started with a message from a mutual acquaintance, someone who'd worked with her brand. "Hey man, not sure if you've seen, but Qley's in some trouble." I didn't follow her, and I'd blocked most of that world out, but curiosity got the better of me. I searched her name. The first result was a thread on Twitter. Influencer loses major brand deal after leaked emails show she mocked her own clients. Another article, PR firm cuts ties with Chloe Morgan following controversy. Then the video. Someone had screen recorded one of her private live streams where she'd complained about working with people who think they're special just because they can cook or create something. The comments turned on her almost instantly. People who once called her real now called her cruel. The same followers who laughed at my expense were posting think pieces about toxic influencer culture. I didn't feel vindicated, just tired. A few days later, one of her old friends, someone I'd met at a party once, came by Hearth for dinner. Afterward, she pulled me aside and said quietly, "She's having a rough time. Fired, dropped by brands, moved out of her place. I think she regrets it, Ethan, really regrets it." I nodded. "I hope she learns something from it." She studied me for a moment, maybe expecting anger or satisfaction. When she didn't find either, she just said, "You're a better person than most," and left it at that. The following morning, I got an email from a well-known chef in New York. He'd seen the viral post about Hearth and wanted to collaborate on a pop-up series, farm to table, small plates, creative freedom. It was the kind of opportunity that could change everything. I thought about how just a few months ago, Qley had told her followers that dating someone lower made her feel respected. Now the irony was impossible to miss. The respect she'd tried to extract from others had slipped away completely, while mine had grown quietly, built not from noise but from work. Still, I didn't post about it. I didn't mention her name. I didn't need to. Karma had already written the ending louder than I ever could. It had been about 4 months since I left, when she texted me from an unknown number. New phone, same tone, Qley. "Hey, I heard about your restaurant. You really did it. I'm so proud of you." I stared at the message for a minute. No apology, no acknowledgement, just a casual hey like nothing had happened. A few minutes later, another text came in. "Qley, I always knew you'd make it big. I miss you, Ethan. Can we talk?" I didn't reply. An hour later, one more. "Qley, everything's been hard lately. Work friends, I don't even know who's real anymore. I just miss when it was simple, when it was us. There it was. Not regret, nostalgia. The kind people feel for something that made them comfortable, not something they respected." I finally answered, "Me. You don't miss us?" "How you miss being the one above," she replied almost instantly. "Qley, that's not fair. I made a mistake, okay? I was stupid, so I just want to fix it." "Me. You had the chance to fix it. You filmed it instead." Typing bubble. Then nothing. Message read, Silence. A few days later, Jasmine, one of her old friends, came by the restaurant. She ordered dinner, waited until the rush died down, then asked if she could talk for a minute. "She's not doing well," she said softly. "Got fired last month. Some video leaked. Her talking trash about a client. Brands dropped her. She's back living with her parents." I nodded. "She'll figure it out. She told people she always believed in you," Jasmine added, smiling sadly. "Guess she's rewriting history. That's her thing," I said. "Editing reality until it fits the caption." Jasmine laughed under her breath, left a generous tip and said, "You're better off." She wasn't wrong. By the time Hearth's second branch opened, I'd stopped thinking about Qley entirely. The press came, cameras flashed, and for the first time I didn't feel small under attention. I wasn't the background anymore. A reporter asked during an interview, "What inspired you to start this place?" I thought for a second, then said, "A reminder that what's called lower can still rise, quietly, honestly, without stepping on anyone." They wrote it down like a quote. For me, it was just a fact. A few nights later, as I was cleaning the kitchen after closing, I checked my phone one last time. A notification from Instagram. Someone had tagged Hearth in a story. Out of curiosity, I looked. Black background. White text. From Qley's private account. Funny how people you once looked down on end up being the ones you look up to. No tag. No name. But I knew. I locked my phone, turned off the lights, and stood for a moment in the quiet glow of the kitchen. The air smelled of garlic and rosemary. The same as the night she'd filmed me without asking. Except now there was no camera, no caption, no audience. Just peace. She once said dating someone lower made her feel respected. Now she finally understands what it feels like to lose respect and watch from below as someone else keeps climbing. Appreciate you all for listening. Stay kind, stay grounded, and cook your own damn dinner.